Hi, I'm Giles Coren. I've been a restaurant critic for 25 years. I've eaten in all the best restaurants in the world. I have a very exacting palate. I know what I like and what I don't like, and if I don't like it, I give chefs hell. Today we're in my kitchen, nowhere exotic, and I'm going to cook a beef stroganoff, a dish you don't see very often these days, using these excellent Hestan pans, which are incredibly strong and forgiving and resilient, which I need because I'm a good critic, but I'm probably only an average chef. The thing that I want to do is get the rice on immediately, because that's going to take 30 or 40 minutes. I use red rice because I eat out in restaurants all the time, and if you eat too many white carbs, you end up fat as a house. There are a lot of people who think that life is too short to peel a mushroom, but if you want reasonably nice coloured beef stroganoff, then you have to do it, and it is quite satisfying.
Looks yummy, darling.
Yeah. Okay, so once you've got the rice on, the first thing to do is to get your onions sweating. For that, you need a proper pan. You can't allow any burning, the merest hint of brown on your onion, and you might as well be eating from a burger van. So these Hestan pans, which are stainless steel but with molecular titanium, this nanobond technology, is just much more resilient. It's scratch resistant, so although I'll by and large try and use a wooden spoon, if you go into it with a fork or a knife or whatever and move the stuff around, it doesn't scratch. So the next thing you need to do is your mushrooms. One of the things I love about these pans is that these rivets are sunken in. I've never seen that. So it means when you're cooking things, nothing's going to get stuck and burn. It means when you're washing it up, or when with a bit of luck someone's washing it up for you, nothing's going to get stuck behind and leave a nasty smell behind. I forgot to do the beans. The great thing about these pans is that they're in fact 35% more conductive, which means obviously a third less time to boil a pan of water, so you can afford to be a little bit airheaded. Oh, thank God for that! These Hestan pans have seen to it that my mushrooms haven't burned! That's fine, that's there. So I've got everything basically ready now for the stroganoff in my separate pans. Everything's going along lovely and slowly. Now has come the time for fire and fury. It's time to do the steak, which is going to be about putting a high heat on. My rule is to oil the steak, but not the pan. So we'll put that on. You see, that's the baby, look at that. And then you whip it over. That's what a steak should look like. The fat's gone golden, the meat's gone brown, the smell that comes off is amazing. That's good enough, that's coming off now. That is evidence of a really, really, really good pan, because that was really, really hot. No burning, lovely little bit of fat left, a little bit of cooked meat left in the pan for me to deglaze later. With a non-stick pan you can't do that. You won't get the browning, you'll have nothing to deglaze. So I'm just gonna slice this through for my strog. Okay, so the key thing with my beef stroganoff, because I cook it as a steak first, remember, then slice it and add it to all the other bits, is a really, really high heat, and that's why I do that. If you slice it small, there's only so hot you can make the steak, it'll get tough. So I want to have a really, really high heat, and the thing about these pans, with their nanobond technology, is they have an almost limitless tolerance for heat. It'll go up to 500 degrees in the oven. I mean, I'm not saying you could stick it in the sun, but it'll go pretty much anywhere, and it won't burn anything. A little bit of wine, a slug of brandy, because that's the really 70s touch, and then look for a bit of a flame like that. Then you add the onions, you add the mushrooms. You need something sharp to lift the fats. Creme fraiche. That is the taste of the 70s. Look at that! 1974. Nice big portion. So there you go, beef stroganoff à la Hestan.